There we go. Let's get trading view up. Here we go. Perfect. Hello. Hello, Yetta. Hello, Ollie. Oh, where's this gone? There we go. Evening, Matt. How are you? I'm good, Ollie. I'm good. How are you? How's your day been? How's your week gone so far, mate? Hello, Heath. Hello, Darren. Hello, Tom. How are you all doing today? How's everyone got along? Evening, Max. Hello, Paul. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? It was a pretty good live yesterday. Hello, Mark. Craig. Hello, hello, hello. It was a pretty good live yesterday, wasn't it? With Alan joining us here. He comes on holiday a lot to Dubai, and so it was good to see him. And then saw Chris earlier on in the week as well. Seems like I guess it's a good sign. A lot of members are making their way out to Dubai, which is really, really good to see. And I know a lot of you are coming out in Dubai, and then we've got Mark coming out for the funded summer challenge. I believe he's flying right now. So yeah, it's good. Hello, Steph. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Louis. I'm good, man. How are you, Louis? Give us a rundown of how things are going. Give us a little rundown. Hey, peeps. Hello, Wingnut. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, John. Hello, hello, hello. Anime. Hello. And then Anime. I posted. I know you saw the message that I put in the Discord, but whenever I see a few questions in the Discord, your answers are so flawless. Really, really simple to understand. You convey what you need to very simply, and definitely point people in the right direction. So big shout out to you in the Discord. I always see your replies and they're super, super clear, which is really nice, and I know a lot of people really, really appreciate it. Hello, Jadora. Hello, Johnny. How you doing? I'm good. Ribs are a bit bruised, but other than that, amazing. What are you on about? What, Brandon? What's the Euro Millions? I saw someone on about that in the Discord. Every live you get more cuts and bruises. Yeah, literally. In the morning, I go to boxing quite early on, and so then I've got the day. It's the only time where I can really go. And yeah, but it's good because starting off for me, starting off the day with that just pure discipline, just basically everything after that is like a walk in the park, and I'm just thankful not to be punched in the face. So it makes the rest of the day a lot better. And then once you've got so this is something which I find really good. A lot of people, I saw this when I was trying to be trying to increase productivity. You see a lot of those routines online which are oh yeah, you should wake up and do this and do that. I find the best thing to do is wake up and just complete a few tasks, do something, whether that's wake up and just mark up your chart, and I mean straight away, or whether it's wake up and journal yesterday's trades or something like this. Just getting straight into it. It just makes the rest of your day more productive. You start as you mean to go on. It really, really, really does. It does help me. And things aren't going amazing, but could always be worse. Struggling in price action the last couple of weeks. Can't seem to catch good runners, or always in and out sort of trades. Very short. Yeah, I mean, I do see that, Louis. A few of them. I mean, there's been a few big moves. What sort of, how many trades have you been taking, and what's the directional bias been for you? Elliot, no, I don't think I've got a black eye. More so just I don't know which eye is it on. Is it? Oh, it's on this one. It's more so a cut. I don't even know how I got that. I don't know where that came from. Stop hunting 24/7 at the moment. Not loving it. That's not good. Maybe, Louis, I mean, you're journaling your trades, but look at where the stops are. Look at where price, the levels which price goes to before reversing, and try and think about if you can spot a pattern between those. And you might be able to see, okay, if I maybe wait for this particular extra confirmation, then you can get that better entry, therefore using a better stop loss. You know, it'll come with time, 100%. Made my first $42 from your analysis, max on gold. Nice wing nut, very nice. Trying to build a decent cushion on the 90k and start risking a bit more to make a bit more. Yeah, that makes sense, Louis. Yeah, a nice cushion's always good. Just, I mean, from a mentality perspective, just having that extra capital on your account to sort of cushion the blows, if you will, is really nice, and it allows you to just have more clarity at the charts. So definitely lower risk, and then building up that cushion, and then as you build up that cushion, increasing risk slowly. Again, being on that large account, you don't need to be risking crazy amounts. You know, if you're just risking a very small percentage of that account, you can be making an extra few hundred a week and then a few thousand a month, definitely. And again, on very, very, very small risk. Alan's gone back, Ben. He flew back today at like 2 p.m. Whoa, a lot of messages. I didn't fight Tate. I train with them. But do you have any tips to not think of trading while, for example, studying? I always have trading in my mind and can't concentrate on studying. By the way, I'm in a gold short. Johnny, so in terms of like studying and stuff like this to try and not think about trading, unfortunately, I can't give you any help there. I go to sleep dreaming about the charts. Like, I'm just thinking about the charts. My girlfriend even says I wake up and I'll like write something in my notes to look at tomorrow, or I'll wake up and like check the charts quickly. I don't even remember doing it. Like, I don't know. I just do it. It's a bad problem. You shouldn't do that. That's not good at all. But that's why having, for example, boxing or going on a run or doing like playing like chess or something like this, just something which like takes up your full mentality is so important. And something that I learned, a lot of really, really, really high level like CEOs, what they do is a lot of them in the past like 10 years have got really into like jiu-jitsu and a lot of different combat sports. And the reason for this is because when you're doing a combat sport, and again, it doesn't have to be like physical, you know, a chess or something which takes your mind completely off, like you can't think about anything else. And there's probably loads of examples of this, but the cleanest ones I can think of are like boxing or chess or something actually really, really difficult. It forces you to think and be in that moment, and you can't think about anything else, which is really good for your mind. I combat McDonald's employees who fuck my order up every day. If you work at Mackey's and you see Ben walk in, just clock out, go on your break or something. That's why you're getting beat up thinking about the charts in the ring. No, I mean, true. I don't think I've got beaten up that bad yet. Run up. How the hell am I even meant to catch that good? I didn't. Yeah, Louis, this was a huge move. The tell for this move, I mean, catching it down here, I mean, all the way down here. Catching it here, that was difficult. Like, anyone who got in positions here, like, fair play. Other than like DCAing in, that was quite difficult. And then this recent move, the only real entry area was this bullish pennant that I did put in the Telegram earlier on today. And then as expected as well, we found resistance in this golden pocket as well, which is really nice. This is a really high time frame golden pocket right now. So very strong level, but with such huge buy pressure, you know, you got to be careful. I keep McDonald's in business. 400 pips. Nice, Tyrone. See anything happening, guys? Let me know. Can you see the charts frozen? 1 second. Let me just do this. I do apologize, guys. Let me just remove it and put it back on. macOS screen capture. We'll go for this one. Yeah, that'll do. Show. Okay, here we go. This one. Okay. There we go. Let me move this down, move this over. There we go. Should be back to normal now, I hope. Move this up here. There we go. Perfect. So now you should be able to see my screen again, and hopefully it stays as it is. There we go. Working out. Okay, nice. What's going on? What's the Euro Millions thing? I saw some people talking about it in the Discord. Well, I think Brandon replied to it, but I couldn't see the message went. So wait, let me scroll up and see what. Oh no, that's lost in the chat. I do box fit, and my 5-year-old and 3-year-old do jiu-jitsu. They love it. I know they are young, but since starting, I have seen such a difference in their behavior and discipline. That's amazing, Beth. Amazing to hear. And jiu-jitsu is an amazing sport. I did jiu-jitsu for quite a while in Greco-Roman wrestling. Yeah, it's really, really fun and so technical. Jiu-jitsu is hard. This Friday. Okay, I don't know. Jordan, this is called the VWAP. VUMANCHU. So the Euro Millions is on Friday. I'm assuming that's what it is. There you on. Or is that it? Louis, send me through the trades which you've taken, like when you've hit stop loss. Send me them through, and we'll see what you could have potentially looked out for that maybe could have avoided it. Yeah, exactly, Jordan. I need the euros. Exactly. VWAP Euro Millions. Is everyone getting in on the Euro Millions? This is the first time I've seen this. How much is the jackpot? How much is it? By the way, if you do enjoy the stream, liking the stream does help boost it out. And if you haven't already, subscribing means you can like catch the lives when I do go live. Sometimes I go live quite randomly. Yeah, perfect, Louis. Perfect. Millions in rage baits per day. Wait, 105 million? Made £400 on one account, £100 on a couple of others. Nice, Chris. Really nice, mate. Me and Jay have been catching up regularly and chatting all the time. New best mate over here. He's a darling. Yeah, Jay's an absolute beast, Louis. Really, really nice. And then shout out to everyone doing the challenge as well. I think it's a really good start to it. And I really like the premise of the idea. And so, you know, we're gonna build on that going forward, and I think it's going really, really well. Getting that more personalized approach from educators in the group, etc., etc. I think is really, really good. Wait, is it 105 million? Yeah, Paul, I do actually have it. I need to put it in though. But uploading to Telegram, if it's over a certain amount of time, like I had to do it before, where you have to like, basically I've got to speed up the video, and then you've got to go in the settings and slow down the video on Telegram to make it normal, because you can't put like that file size in Telegram. But I don't want people to have to do that, so trying to sort something there. Euro Millions plot. Premier Furniture, I don't do any investment opportunities. That's probably a scam group, mate. Don't participate in any investment opportunity thing where people are gonna, like, I see them all the time where they're like, you invest 300 and we'll 10x it. You invest 1,000 and we'll 100x it. That isn't me. 100%, Louis. 100%. Loving challenge. It's forced me into discipline, and I've learned more in 2 days than 2 months. Nice, Steve. That's amazing to hear, Steve. And that's what we really want to do. On this challenge and on challenges going forward, what we want to do is incentivize you to do things that we know work. So building that discipline, building that risk management, we know it works. Everyone in here knows that works. And so like really incentivizing it, and then getting educators to literally like message you every day as well. Regarding that and pushing that is I think a really, really good idea. So I look forward to that. Yeah, the investment ones, there's so many of them. Yeah, and they'll literally every single person in the world really at this point, there'll be like an investment opportunity scam of them. And yeah, it's not good. Nice, Tony. Really nice. And then I've said it before, but, you know, break even trading isn't, you know, binary. It isn't profit and not profit. There's not profit, break even, and then profiting. Something which I put in the Telegram earlier, which I've spoke to a few members about, but I think it's very, very true. And actually, I think I sent the message to Leon, actually. I think it was earlier on today, or it might be Brandon. I might send it to both of them, actually. But it to do with the challenge, and it basically was saying that, okay, if we can really incentivize proper risk management and proper trade management, etc., and we know that that can give you at least a slight little edge, so you can be break even, then once you break even, it allows you to focus on then going for the profitability. So it's like the analogy I gave was, imagine you walk into your bathroom and your tap is, you know, squirting water all over the place, okay? If you try and fix that tap while the water's going everywhere, it's going to be very annoying and very difficult, and all the while you're, you know, losing all that water, okay? If there's no water there and you need to fix your tap, then it's easy. You know, water isn't spraying everywhere. It's fine. You go in and you do it. It's exactly like in trading. You know, if you're break even because of proper risk management, okay, then you're not bleeding capital. So you can focus on taking it to that next stage of trading, which is profitability, okay? If you're at break even, you're just one small step away from profiting. You're one literally minute thing away from profiting. And if you can profit in the markets, you can make £10, you can make £100, you can make £1,000, you can make £100,000. It's the exact same thing, just scaling up your capital. Agree that many crypto scammers out there, probably because the funds recovery, the way by victims is really difficult, even possible. Be careful, guys. Yeah, that's something as well. By the way, something which happens in the space, which definitely be aware of, is there'll be a crypto scam, and then either the same company, most of the time, a crypto scam, they'll get you through adverts or whatever. They'll have your meta pixel. So basically, it's who you are. It's like Meta knows more about you than you know about you. That's sort of how Meta's just crazy. And so what they can do is, once they've scammed you, okay, they can target ads specifically to you for recovery. So what I've seen happen multiple times is someone will see an advert, they'll get, you know, scammed in crypto, okay? And then what they'll do is they'll target them with crypto recovery and scam them again. Like, that happens a lot. So definitely be careful. Vast majority of the time, if you fall victim to a crypto scam, you can't get your money back. Like, it's crypto, it's gone. Even Max and all. Hello, Dominic. Tap analogy. Yeah, Max the plumber. I like that. Hello, Katie. Hi, handsome. Hello, Jay. Hello. How you doing, Jay? AJ Faith. Hello. How you doing? How's your day been, though, Jay? How are you getting on with the challenge? What's your thoughts on the challenge? How are things cooking up in Jay's world? And then, Jay, it's not long. Until your meeting thing. Your meeting's on the 17th, isn't it? So 4 days. 4 days until that. Mark, phone date. Love that. Hello Raj, hello. And then if you are here on the live, drop a hi in the chat. Let us know you're here. And if you are sat there and you have got like any questions, you know, they can be super basic or super advanced if you're just curious about trading, or they can be crypto related or anything like that. Just drop them in the chat and I'll happily go into detail. On the live. All good, John. How you doing, John? All good, Temina. Hello. Got a lot of people on tonight, a lot of familiar faces as well. And then let me know your thoughts on last night's live as well. We did a live with Alan, one of the members of the group. Super nice guy, by the way. Him and his wife were here in Dubai, and just such a lovely couple. Very nice. So it was a really amazing to meet them, and he was absolutely brilliant on the live. You know, going live is, you know, when that camera turns on, a lot of people, it's a weird thing, but you know, he was brilliant. I think the questions which he answered spot on. I think it was insightful and, you know, nice to see. He's a really nice guy. What prop you on? I'm not on a prop. AJ Faith. Neil, hi all. Hello. I liked Alan, very down-to-earth, honest guy, a bit like me. Yeah, Mark, yeah, exactly. He is just genuine guy. Hates his job, though. I mean, it came up a few times, but his job sounds like, yeah, living hell. Okay, Premier Furniture, I'll take a look after this. I'll do another message in the public section of the Telegram as well regarding, like, scams and stuff and to avoid them. What software are people using? So Wingnut, a few people are using various journaling softwares. For example, Tradezilla. There's a few others. I can't remember the names of them. There's a good few though. I mean, there's loads of trading journals right now. But a lot of members, and I think majority of members, are just using like a Google sheet or Excel sheet. I think keeping it very simple and just with the things that you need is very important. Just a key rundown here, and Brandon's cooking up something good with this. But a quick rundown of things to include when journaling, and don't overcomplicate. You don't need to go and get like, you know, various trading journaling software. You can do it if you want. You know, they've got the nice UI and it can make things a bit easier for you. But just a spreadsheet is fine. But key things to have on are definitely the session. So whether it's Asia session, New York session, London session, and then what time the trade, obviously what pairs and stuff like this, reasoning behind the trade, your thoughts going into the trade. Just as you enter the trade, just jump over to your notes. I'm feeling like this, and this, and then put it in later. So your thoughts going into the trade, your thoughts after the trade has sort of closed. And then another thing which is really nice, which I like to include, is zoom out to like the 30-minute or the hourly time frame and take a screenshot of the price action before you start the day. So in the morning, take a screenshot of the price action as you go into that day, and then take a screenshot of the price action at the end of the day. So the reason for this is because it allows you to see where you perform best, so you can optimize yourself. So for example, you might see, okay, I do really well in London session, but then as I go into New York, when volatility increases, I tend to not perform as well. Okay, I'm going to just trade London session now. Or it might be the opposite. You might see that you really thrive during that increase in volatility when going into New York. Okay, everyone's different. So optimizing for yourself is very important. So being able to see the session, seeing which sessions you perform best in. A lot of members might perform best in London. A lot of members might perform best in New York. A lot of members might perform best during Asia session. Then also, obviously, the pairs. You might perform really good on gold, but then when you're dabbling into currency pairs, it never really goes your way. Or, you know, the opposite. When you do go into currency pairs, you might perform better. On gold, you might not perform as good. Those are very good as well. And then something which I don't see many people do is the screenshot of the price action like at the start of the day. This allows you to see, okay, when price action like started for that day, okay, it looked like this, and I went on to have a really good day. And it allows you to see, okay, I'm seeing sort of a pattern here. When price action like starts and it's looking like this, I tend to go on to have a better day, okay? And when it does it, when it looks like this, I tend to have a worse day. And that can be as simple as, okay, you know, when we're going into London session and things are trending, I tend to have a worse day. Or when we're going into London session and things are ranging, I tend to have a better day. Things like this you can include in your journal. And it sounds long-winded when I say it like that, but it's really easy. But it allows you to optimize yourself. A lot of people spend a lot of time optimizing the system, but optimize yourself for these markets as well. See where you perform best. And yeah. Oh yeah, if you double tap the screen, it likes the live. I don't even like there's a heart in the corner. I don't know what that means, but if you double tap the screen, that likes the live as well. Just make sure I haven't missed. Max, I've registered, saturated for the challenge. Just sorting my funds out, Max. Okay, John, that'll be all good, mate. I have a long question. So, like we spoke about, Max, next year looking to go full-time trading. How does that affect getting a mortgage, as they will ask for your job info, paychecks, is it a struggle, etc.? No, Dominic, it's not hard at all. But one thing is, accountancy firms deal with the most complicated of businesses. This is what I said. My accountant here, I went in because I was worried about like Dubai taxes and this, that, and the other, and I didn't know how theirs worked. And the guy laughed at me when he saw like this compared to these crazy big businesses with thousands of transactions a day. He laughed. He was like, brother, this is easy. And so it's a lot simpler for them. And the best thing to do is to just get a consultation with an accountancy firm in your area. Shop around a bit. Most of them do like free consultations a lot of the time. If you like phone up or something, go in, have a little sit down with them, explain to them your situation, and they'll talk you through everything. That's the best way to go about it, and you might pick up a few things as well. What you could do there, I remember my accountant in the UK, you could get like this is what they wanted me to do in the UK, which is the reason. Little side note. So when I was in the UK and I started to make good money. Basically, I wanted to be able to spend that money and do whatever. And they said to me, okay, what we can do is we set up a holding company, and then you have your trading here as like a subsidiary of that holding company, and then you can also have another company that holds like property, so you can invest in property, and it's like tax free because it goes through the holding company or whatever, and it's only taxable when you like sell the property or whatever. With the whole accountancy thing, I don't want to think about it. I just go to someone who knows it and say, I just hand them like all of my shit, and then they sort it for me. But the problem with that could be an option for you as well. So instead of taking it out of your like company that you'll set up for the trading and then you'll get taxed on it, instead of doing that, doing it through a holding company, and then you'll be able to get like your property through another business, if that makes sense. So you pay less taxes. Again, not tax advice, not financial advice. But the problem there was he wanted me to like have a big property portfolio there. But if I ever wanted to spend any money, and then he wanted me to have like a 50K salary, and I'm like, okay, I'm earning all this money, and I'm just gonna have like a bunch of property, and whenever I want to sell them, I'm gonna be absolutely taxed to oblivion. And chances are getting worse in the UK because Labour was coming in and this, that, and the other. So it was going to worsen sort of bricks and mortar investments, as it has done. And so I thought that wasn't the right opportunity for me. But yeah, little side note. Accountants can be dodgy. Yeah, definitely. The general challenge, you select an educator to pair us or choice. John, it's your choice. It's your choice. and still found errors in their work. Yeah, Eve, I had a company, an accountancy firm before that this was in the UK. They ended up going like bankrupt or something, and I was paying, I can't even remember how much. It was stupid though. It was more like it was just ridiculous. And yeah, they really messed things up. Here, like things are fine. Like I've got things sort of set up and it's all good. But I do agree, Eve, you definitely want to be cautious with that, as like if you get into trouble or anything like that, in reality they're not at like fault. They don't really care. Like you need to take control of your own finances, if that makes sense. This money wants trade in the UK. I don't withdraw it or move abroad. Will it be taxed in the UK? Again, for all of these like tax things, first off, I recommend focusing on making the money first. Then second, the best thing to do is go and speak to an accountant. I don't know your current financial situation. I don't know if you've got like other businesses. I don't know how much money you're making, etc., etc. So the best thing to do, the best thing is just to go and speak to an accountant. And like I said earlier, and like Eve said, speak to multiple. Like, don't just go to one. Speak to a good few. Same for solicitors. All I do is find errors in work of people in whose profession I know barely enough. Says it all. Yes, the UK will tax you for nearly everything you do. Go to an account 100%. Yeah, that's always my response to that. I don't want to. I don't want to say something and then someone follows it to the T and like, you know what I mean? Like the best thing to do is speak to an accountant, like and just get it sorted. Then tax, you can always just say, tell anyone, not financial advice. Yeah, not financial advice again. But mine doesn't look the same. Yours has blue waves. DZ, yours should have blue waves. DZ, send me a screenshot on Telegram, and I'll take a look, or send a screenshot in Discord and at me. Excuse me, and we'll see what's gone on there, because you definitely should have the blue waves. Oh. When I scroll down on messages, sometimes I go to the next one. Yeah, so we were going to do the boot camp like a few days ago, but obviously the challenge came up, and like I didn't want to confuse everyone. So, I mean, I don't see why we can't do it like ASAP, really. It's fair, I got sidetracked by what you sent me after, Craig. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but Craig, I mean, yeah, Craig went off on one. He didn't have the boot camp to get his teeth into, and yeah, he just went off on one. Yeah, that's a mad project though. Yeah, huge project, Craig. But that's really good. But yeah, I don't see why we can't like open it up ASAP, and then from this Sunday, something I'm going to do with the bootcamp is I'm going to do a long live stream on Sunday. I'm unsure what time yet, as I do want it to be a longer live stream. But I'm going to walk through each section of the bootcamp with you as well. So if you want to, yeah, we can do that from this Sunday. Open it before then, but do it from this Sunday. But I'm going to do like a longer live stream and basically walk through each section each week on Sunday, and do, again, a longer live stream for that. If you want to, take it slow and come through the boot camp with me, then that's fine. If you want to jump ahead to, the sections which really interest you, that option's always there as well. James. To be fair, Craig's put a lot of work into the boot camp, and there was a stage where he was messaging me like, I've just changed the whole thing, like this is gonna be sick, and it just got better and better and better every single iteration, every single time. And now the value in it is absolutely astounding. But the next thing Craig's working on is even better. Like, I think Craig would agree. Let me know. Like, Craig, the next thing's even, like, it's even better. Stream. Martin, so on the lives we tend to have a catch up, sometimes it goes longer, and then we'll get into the charts, and if you've got any questions, then let me know. 1000%, bro. Yeah, it's insane. I don't want to give too much away, but I love how it looks as well. The simplicity of it looks really nice. But yeah, I said that to you before, it's really nice. SY, that's a long name. Sorry if I butchered the name. SSY. Yeah, so a bit more information regarding the private group. Basically, you gain access to signals, analysis, courses from me, and then we've got five educators in the group who provide signals and analysis as well, and also a lot of other resources on top of that. Then you also gain access to the community with thousands of members in there talking, chatting, sharing information every single day. We've got a support team in place. If you ever need help, you can hop on a call with them. And so yeah, if you want to get into trading, it is the best place to be. And yeah, got a mad idea running with that project though, bro. We'll have to go over it some things and merge ideas. Yeah, definitely, Craig. Definitely. I mean, that's the next big thing. But that's a big thing because I mean, yeah, there's a few things to add to that which are difficult, but it'd be cool. Mark's asked, how you doing, Craig? I want to get more into trading. Progress, John, what's your experience with trading? What's your experience with trading? Progress, John. And then we'll get into the charts as well. So let me know your thoughts on the markets today. Thanks for asking. So what is the cost actually? So basically, I keep things completely transparent. So I'm partnered with brokers, and basically by trading with them, you gain access to the community for free. I mean, you have to have capital to trade with, but there's no actual cost. And then you gain access to everything. There's no upsells really. You don't have to pay a subscription to join the Discord, or you don't have to pay money for courses or whatever. It's all included in there. Slow progress. That's what it is though, James. I think something I said to a member earlier was trading's like running between two walls. You're running like this. If you go too slow, the market will come and just smack you in the back, okay? So you need to have your wits about you and be adapting constantly. And then there's a wall in front. If you try and over risk and move too quick, you'll smash your head on the wall. So you need to just move at that consistent pace, not over risk, not under under put in, basically, and stay at that sort of level. How to read candles. So ZY, do you know what a candlestick is made up of? Do you know what a candlestick anatomy actually is? Where the high is, the low is? Do you know what a wick is? Do you know what a candle body is? So being a trading floor in the fifth bedroom, so feel more professional. That's a good thing. And I just seen Craig's message there. Creating an environment to be in, and when you walk into that environment, you're locked in on the charts. I think it's important. It's like people say you shouldn't have your bed in your work or anything in that room. You should have a room solely you sleep in that room. And I think it's also a good thing for trading as well. Just having a space where, you come in and you're focused 100%, because, trading, you do need to be extremely focused. Every now and then, getting out and going into a different environment, if you're having like a bad day or something like this, getting away and going to a new location just to freshen up your mind is also a good idea. Hello, Hammer. Hello. How you doing, Hammer? So, ZY, you know about candlestick anatomy? Private group is just a safe space for trading with unbelievable help and support. Appreciate that, John. Just need a space where I can just concentrate. I'll look Mrs. G out so she doesn't bother me. I love that, Mrs. G. Yes, I know. So what do you need help understanding, ZY Rex? What's like the next step? Plans for the weekend, mate? No. I mean, I think I'll be doing that long live stream, and I'm expecting a very long live stream for the boot camp on Sunday. I think I'm most definitely going to do that. And yeah, just sorting things out and yeah. Going gym over lunch helps, I find. Helps give a clearer state of mind. Yeah, 100%. 100%. You can't be like groggy and like cloudy when you're at the charts. You'll make, worse decisions. Hello, Yusuf. Doing good, mate. Thanks. And you? Yeah, I'm good, Hammer. A bit cut up under my eye, but outside of that, I'm good. I'm really bad bruised ribs, but it's fine. I'm going to kick my daughter out and set up a trading floor. Don't think the missus will agree, though. Tony, I think it's best. Okay, look, I didn't say anything. I don't want Mrs. Tony on me, Mrs. Phillips on me. But I think you got to do what you got to do. Are prop firms? I think this is a good question. There's two good ones here. Can you please give us a tip? What make gold long or short? So if you find confluence at the chart between in your system and it says to enter a buy, then you'd look for a buy position. And then if you find confluence in your system suggesting a sell, a short position, then you'd enter a short. Are prop firms real? And if so, do you advocate using them? So the vast majority of prop firms I do not agree with. And I had the stance for a long time. And I still do have the stance, really, that prop firms are overall complete and utter garbage and they're terrible. And you really shouldn't use them. I'm one of the only people in the space who says, like, majority of them are crap. And the reason for this is because a lot of them, they'll put certain rules in place that they know are designed to make traders slip up. And then also they'll just deny payouts for whatever stupid reason, even though they're making enough money off the challenges. Again, the challenges for like 99.9% of prop firms, the challenges, what you pay to get onto the account, that's their revenue. The less they pay out, okay, the more money they make because the payouts are an expense. Okay, so their revenue's this. If they pay out traders a lot, their profit is this. If they don't pay out traders a lot, their profit is this. But there are, a few all right ones. Just make sure you be careful with them. A lot of them are not very good. Inside the private group, we do have a private funding service which paid out, I don't even know how much in total last month, around $250,000 they paid out last month. And no member, not a single one, has had any issues getting a payout. If you've got profit on your account, you can withdraw it. Simple as that. They've got a trading floor here in Dubai. That's the only one that I'd advocate because I know them. I also trade with them as well. And then I know the team. They're really good. And yeah, so that's the way I'd go. I think the step-by-step sort of blueprint to achieve a lot of money in trading, and we've had members do this, is start off on a broker. So you can build up that psychology when actually using real money. Now, on a demo account, you can build up well, on a demo account, you can build up really bad habits as well. But also you can learn the basics and stuff like this. Just make sure you're treating that demo account like a live account. But I think the best option is live account, risking a very small amount, build up that consistency, build up that like psychology around risking money, because chances are you've never risked like money like this before. It's a bit weird on your psychology. So get used to that. Build up consistency. Then once you've built up consistency, then leveraging that consistency through the private funding service in the group allows you to scale up the capital and actually make a really serious amount of money. My missus heard you, Max. I think I'm in the doghouse. No, it was my idea. It was my idea. I said kick the daughter out and let Tony have a trading floor. Tony had no part in it. Don't get him in the doghouse. He needs to be at the charts. If he can take his laptop, then I think you might have to have a night on the couch, Tony. As everyone knew, wait there, what's that? Mention super advanced stuff in trading, like if everyone knew it, it wouldn't work anymore or something. Hammer, no, not necessarily. There's a good few things which I would like to talk about, and there's something that's being cooked up for that. But majority of time, most members, vast majority of members, like they're still at the point where they're, trying to achieve consistency. They've just achieved consistency. Dedicating time to that, building resources around that super advanced stuff, which I do find very interesting. I speak to Mr. C-Dog in the Discord. I speak to him quite a bit in DMs, and we go into a lot of detail, and I really enjoy talking to him about that. But spending that amount of time for a few members, whereas I could dedicate time elsewhere, which could impact thousands of members, it seems like the distribution of value is on that side. But there is something cooking up with that, because I really enjoy going down just absolute rabbit holes of like incredibly like advanced stuff. Because there's a whole side of trading which a lot of people don't see, and C-Dog in the Discord is giving a lot of members a glimpse into that. But again, you don't need that to achieve profitability and achieve consistency. But that's a whole new level. Is there a thing in trading where if everyone knew something, it would stop working, or is that not how things work? I mean, we see that, Hammer. We see that like all of the time. For example, if there's loads of things. So if everyone knows, like what was the recent war thing? So like the Israel-Palestine stuff, everyone knew that was going on. Everyone knew that was a very turbulent time. Gold went up. You know what I'm saying? So there are instances of that like happening. But everything really is priced into the market. This is something which slightly gets a bit advanced, but you begin to learn that everything, every single edge, everything in the market is already priced in. It's a very like common thing to say. It's already priced in. I kind of went off on a loophole with that. It's all about life and habits, also discipline that has to do with trading psychology. 100% agree, Jim. 100% agree. XPR, yeah. C-Dog worked for CIA or something, I swear. I mean, he might have done. Look, I'm not gonna dox him. He's a really nice guy. He's got very interesting. He might have worked for the CIA. Craig, he might be your neighbour. He might be my neighbour. Who knows? All right then. Susie, you've got it. Susie, 100%. Exactly mine. Seriously, and work on yourself. 100%, Jim. 100%. I mean, I can't really add anything to that. Like, you've put it perfectly. C-Dog, aka Craig. Wait there. Steph's putting it all together. I didn't think anyone would figure it out. Craig is C-Dog. Craig is Coles. Is Craig just everyone? I think you've locked something there. ZY Rex, what did you... ZRX, could you put your message again? Because, wait there. I know many things matter for markets trends, but how do you analyze based on just watching candles? So there's, we can break this down a few different points. So there's one angle, which is using confluence, which is basically using things like high volume nodes, low volume nodes, daily opens, 4-hour, daily, weekly, even monthly support and resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci, all of these things. Basically using strong levels. And when those strong levels line up together, then you can look to either buy or sell at that particular level. Okay. So that's one avenue in trading. Basically finding strong areas. If price goes to that area, you look for confirmations and then you trade it accordingly. And then you learn when to use that system and when to not use that system. And that's where true profitability is. Learning when to use a system and learning when to not use a system. And then purely candlestick. So if you didn't have anything on your chart, then you could go full discretionary mode, which is basically just putting a bunch of random trades on the chart. You've got to be super disciplined with your journaling though for this. And then from there, just highlight, okay, which conditions do you perform best in? Which sessions do you perform best in? What sort of patterns do you trade the best, etc. And then just build up the discretionary ability to be at the charts and to enter trades profitably. That's sort of the two segments. Craig is a metaphor for everyone and everything. Completely agree, Steph. Krishina, C.Og focuses heavily on like macroeconomics and then also market dynamics in very sophisticated detail. And he uses a lot of different things. Honestly, there's so much in his section right now, and there's so much that he hasn't released on his section as well. So it would be difficult to give a sort of very condensed overview, really. There's so much to his stuff already there. And then from speaking to him for a long time now, that's like just one part of a very in-depth series as well. Martin, I don't use MT5 to mark up charts. I use TradingView. Hello, bro. He wants to trade. Hello, Maverick. I returned. Hello, Louis. Seen a bit, Gremlin. No, well, I'll move the chart. I haven't moved it. Mine use TradingView to mark up charts and MT5 to place orders. Yeah. Nice Premier furniture repairs. Exactly, Rug. Working 4 hours, Chris. Jesus. Okay, let me just let me remove this chart again because it seems to. We had this problem before. It's something with OBS. I can't really I don't really know why it keeps doing it, but we'll figure it out. There we go. Let's move this down a bit. There we go. Actually, we'll zoom in. There we go. Perfect. I hope you can see me. Hope that's all good. Let me know if the chart does freeze. Just want to say a massive shout out to Corey's amazing timing today. He called the massive pump up to the minute. I wasn't trading as I've hit a few stops and banned myself for 24 hours. That's good, Mark. That's good. And then, yeah, Corey's been killing it with the times. And if you haven't seen, in the educator section, Corey's timings, basically he puts out his daily bias for the day and timings, which he's looking for a trade. So, for example, at like 10:05 a.m. he's looking for a buy position, and then what he does is he uses the VWAP, which is the oscillator I have here, to look for confirmations to then enter the trade, and he learned that from C.Og section as well. From Uganda, big up, bro. Hello from Uganda. Explore it. Nice, ZYR. So, John, there's a lot of things going on right now, and then one of them, which I think's definitely a catalyst, is Trump. I don't know if I put the video in, but I did put a message in. The government shutdown should be coming to an end soon. It's been the longest time I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% confident, in history, the government's been shut down for. And so, obviously, with that going on, that is insane. And Trump did say, like 2 days ago, that'd be very soon that it's reopening as well. Still can't wrap my head around timings. Just doesn't sit right with me, lol. That's fine. I think adding them in maybe a little bit, just keeping them in mind could be really good. Yeah, right, with the shutdown. Yeah, which is really insane when you take a step back and actually think about how insane that is. Like, it's mental. Fair play, Rug. After Bitcoin, what stock is next best besides Nvidia? So Jason, an important stat which comes up with regards to investing. So obviously investing is different to trading, but with regards to like long-term investments, something which is a really interesting stat is women often perform better in the stock market because what they do is they're not cocky. They tend to like remove emotion from the equation, and they just tend to invest in like index funds, and that's it, and they let them ride. Whereas men often, we're cocky, most of us. I'm a little bit cocky, and so we try and outperform the market. We try and do loads of deep diving into what stock is going to be really, really good, and this, that, and the other. So on average, women perform better because they keep it simple. And I think we can extrapolate that out and actually learn a lot from that. With regards to investing, you don't want to spend too much time on it. It just wants to be somewhere where you can park money and see a nice return on it. And so with regards to that, index funds, DCAing into them. Warren Buffett's system's really good in terms of like, he just says if you've got a lot of capital, just dump like 60%. And then whenever the market has a 20% retracement, put 10% in. That's what he says, like if you should come to the market. I forget if it's 60 or 70%, he says just put in straight away and then leave like 30 or 40% on, and then put 10% in if we have a 20% retracement in the market. And yeah, just index funds. If you believe in crypto, DCAing into Bitcoin is nice as well. That because I think I would be most comfortable with a female advisor myself. Yeah, I think with regards to investing, keeping things simple. If you want to go down the like really, really like and actually like outperform the market and do very well, then you're gonna have to mainly look into like value investing. So looking at this is what Warren Buffett does and what a lot of the best investors of all time have done. And basically they go through financial statements of various companies and look for companies that are supposedly undervalued and then they invest in them. So value investing. But that is, the most boring thing in the world. And I think there's a famous interview with Warren Buffett where, no, it wasn't with Warren Buffett actually. It was with like someone who works closely with him, or somebody who works at Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett's company. And they basically said, look, anyone can, achieve Warren Buffett's gains, but it is the most boring thing in the world. You do have to sit there all day and just go into a company, look at their financials, and just look through pages and pages of documents, and it's very laborious. But if you put in the time in, you will do that. But no one wants to do that because it's the worst thing imaginable to do and the most excruciatingly boring, awful thing to do. And yeah, so with regards to investing, my personal approach is just index funds. I do like Bitcoin and then also other investments as well to try and diversify. Is it advisable to use gold coin or Bitcoin? What do you mean by gold coin? Do you mean like invest in gold or invest in Bitcoin? Is that what you mean? In the UK, so should I use pounds or USD? Lorraine, it's up to you really. If you like, it doesn't matter too much. I think using pounds is probably better for you. I personally have all my accounts in USD, but yeah. Stock crashing coming. Who knows? What's that, Eve? What do you mean your current client makes money by accident? Yeah, I mean gold or Bitcoin. I'd personally probably go for Bitcoin. I want to know, Jason, what did you mean by crypto or what? Mark. Yeah, that's true with a lot of companies, Eve. Very true. Very true. Just get some insider information. Something really funny happened with that, but I can't say it. Hello, Gareth. Hello. But yeah, let's get into the charts. So let's zoom out a bit. Zoom in a bit. Sorry, we're on the 1 hour time frame now. We're on the 24-minute. So we had this bullish pennant here, which I did say earlier on the day, which did break out perfectly. If there are more stable currency pairs that you could recommend trying, less volatility, a burning pair, slow mover. What do you mean by that, John? Eve, love an NDA. Nice, Yusuf. Can you touch on the money flow side of Fu Manchu? How to understand it? Is money flow is heavy in the green, then it's a lot of buying volume pressure. Yeah. So money flow basically shows transactions in the market. So if there's more transactions in the market, price tends to move to the upside. And then buying transactions. And if there's a lot of more selling, then it tends to move to the downside. So basically money flow shows a nice curved wave here. But how I like to think of it on gold is different to Bitcoin. It works slightly different. So with regards to gold, which we're on here, now if we're having a big move up, I'll wait for us to get into red money flow and then look for buy positions. Okay. And it's a great way to identify when the pullback is coming to an end. So for example, we've got a huge move up here, waiting for a pullback. Okay, money flows in red, great opportunity to buy, impulse move to the upside. And then let's look here. Okay, we've had a fairly big impulse move to the upside. Okay, I'm waiting for a pullback. Okay, red money flow. If you got in anywhere there, you're sitting pretty now. And then you can also, in a ranging market, it doesn't do that well really. It's mainly just selling in green money flow and buying red money flow, but mainly in trending markets. So for example, huge move down here. And so when we come into green money flow, we're all the way at the top, and that's a perfect opportunity to sell. Huge move up when we come down into red money flow. We have another huge impulse move after that. And again, huge impulse move here when we get into red money flow. We don't get into red money flow here. Very nearly. That's all right. But we don't get into red money flow here, so that's fine. We do get into it down here, the exact bottom. So let's say you're waiting for a pullback, you're waiting for a pullback, you're waiting for a pullback. Soon as it's red money flow, that's the exact bottom before another huge impulse move up. And this happens over and over. So on gold, mainly using it, in trending conditions. If we are in, if we're trending to the upside, looking for money flow to retrace into the red to show basically a nice pullback. John, Yusuf, I don't really trade fair value gaps. John, that's funny. Mark. This is the 24-minute currently. No problem, Trevor. Trades on. Normally executing, so I'll look for confirmations on the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 6 minute. My thought process behind that is, even if I'm looking to enter like a swing trade, I might as well get the most precise entry possible. So I'll go down time frames. It's like, okay, if I'm looking for like a sort of intraday trade, why would I enter it on the 30-minute time frame when I could go into the 15-minute time frame, wait for that to line up, then go into the 5-minute time frame, went to like that to line up, and then go into the 1-minute time frame, went for that to line up to get the most optimal entry possible. Regardless of the trade I'm entering, I'll always, filter down time frames, start the higher time frames and filter down just to optimize the entry as much as possible. Bassi Crypto, what's your strategy? So basically, I look for confluences at the chart with either multiple things. So high volume nodes, value area high, value area low, points of control, negative points of control, VWAP, 4-hour daily, weekly, even monthly sometimes, trend lines, Fibonacci. And what I'll do is I'll look for confluence areas between these strong levels. And then if we get a lot of confluence with one level, so for example, if a daily open lines up with a golden pocket and it lines up with a high volume node, I'll know that that's a strong area to look for. And then as we approach that level, I'll look for confirmations and I'll look to buy at that level if it's an area of support. And alternatively, if it's an area of resistance, I'll look to sell at that level. But yeah, confluence trading. Nice. To trade. So I think Los Blancos, until you got the rest of Fu Manchu down, chilling a bit on VWAP because it can get a bit complicated. But there's a few ways you can use VWAP. One of them I did go over in the scalping course, I believe. But let's say we wanted to enter at this, this low here. We had identified something in this area here. Let's go down time frames a little bit. A great way to get into the trade and look for confirmations, a great confirmation basically way, is looking for VWAP, which is again this, I'll pull it up here, which is this yellow line. Looking for this to make a higher high and a higher low. And then us break this high, it allows you to get a really nice entry. So you can see here, VWAP is overall trending to the downside. We've got a low here, high here, lower low here, lower high here. Wait for that trend to switch, and then price follows suit, and we go to the upside. And then you can also use it to find divergences in price. So for example, at this high here, you can see VWAP was extremely high here. Again, this is volume weighted average price, but it's got an algorithm performed on it to basically turn it into an oscillator. And you can see here, we peaked on this candle here, and we were actually below when this happens. This is a super strong signal. VWAP was below the zero line okay, when we were making a new high. This doesn't happen often. When that does happen, chances are like we're at a top and alternatively on the bottom. Very few times does this happen really. But that's another good little confirmation. When VWAP is below the 0 line and we form a new high, that's saying, look, this high is not strong at all. We're going to reverse from this. But there's so many ways you can utilize VWAP. Just regular divergences, hidden bullish, hidden bearish divergences, or that little thing that I went over there. You won't find many of them at all on the higher time frames, but on the lower time frames, you can definitely spot a few of them to look for confirmations. Mention returns on brokerage account for beginners. Would you recommend crypto stocks or diversify? 100% diversify. Always diversify. I would never put 100% of my capital into one thing ever. Even if I completely believed in it, you know, I'd want to diversify. Yeah, gold's struggling past this higher time frame golden pocket right now. Really struggling. We can mark up some nice levels because this high has been put into place. So what we can do, I mean, this is just the most perfect golden pocket ever. Retest of trend line, golden pocket, previous highs. Probably got a few other things at that level as well. Let's just move this over. Let me see what we've got. See if there's anything here. We got VWAP there as well, which is nice. See what volumes look like today. Naked point of control there as well. I'll probably take it to this low here, just to make it a bit more accurate. So this is golden pocket plus retest plus naked point of control plus VWAP. Yeah. There we go. Boom. Let me just change colors. And by the way, Jason, if it was 150k, I mean the opportunities you've got in Dubai with off plan, I mean probably more than that, just so you can cover the full price of it. But you could play it, I guess, risky, but probably don't do that. But off plan in Dubai, I mean that is the returns there is crazy. Really nice, perfect. Don't buy XRP. XRP is, in my opinion, I really don't like XRP. I was actually who was I? I was with Alan actually, one of the members of the group. We were having food, and the waiter saw my screen, and so he asked, and the first thing he said was XRP, and I'm like, what? No, I really don't like XRP. XRP is garbage. I agree. And a lot of people do hold XRP. And look, if you hold it and you've done your research, then by all means, something, as we unfortunately have seen, you can make a lot of money from things that actually have no intrinsic value but are purely based on hype. So nowadays, things don't need to have any value to have like a $500 billion market cap, as we've seen. So we can drill down on those, on your day-to-day stuff you buy and find and invest in those companies. Steph, I completely agree with that. Something, and I don't carry this all the way through. There are companies that I invest in that I don't necessarily use, but they've still got, you know, great actual value there. I think investing in companies that actually provide value and actually are, you know, actually doing things is very important. But a great way to start, if you do want to, again, index funds are goated. But if you do want to look at individual stocks, look at what you're using on a day-to-day basis. Exactly like Steph says. Look at what you're using on a day-to-day basis. Like that's a great thing to look for, because you're actually using it. If you're using a product, okay, or a service, you've proven the business concepts there. Did you enjoy the product? Did you enjoy the service? Do you like how the company's going? Everything like that. Then you can do a bit more of a deep dive into it and actually look at what's going on. But I think that's a great thing. If you're not actually using it, or no one's using it, especially in the crypto space, then I just really don't see the point. How can I join your group? Bassi, if you click the link on the YouTube bio, drop me a message, and we'll get you involved. Yes, people do the same with Bitcoin. What do you mean? People do the same with Bitcoin. World free speech. XRP has had deals coming for the last 4-5 years. I remember the last bull run in like 2021/2022. I remember it was like it was yesterday. Everyone was talking about XRP. They were saying about the big deals, and then they never came through, and everyone got wrecked on it. Like, there's been big deals coming through for XRP for literally 5 years. And then Bitcoin is nothing like XRP. Bitcoin's actually, it's actually a store of value now, I do believe. Countries are using it on their, countries are forming like Bitcoin reserves. Companies are forming Bitcoin reserves, not really for the best of reasons, but they're still doing it. They've got it on their balance sheet. I actually use Bitcoin, so I'm happy to, again, going back to what Steph said, I'm happy to invest in a company. Bitcoin's not a company, but I actually use Bitcoin. I see the value in it. And so I'm willing to invest in that project. Knowledge, the rarest material in the universe. Can you guess, chat? What's that, Martin? Look around at what your friends are using / wearing, etc. Invest in those companies when you can. John, that's brilliant saying. I think that's really, really good. Yeah, because that's the best proof of concept you can ask for by a mile. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that's very, very, very smart advice. Very smart. And again, we're currently organizing a global asset manager from BlackRock to do a sort of a talk in the group as well, give his opinions on sort of the institutional and retail side of trading, how we would approach current market conditions, etc., etc. Again, BlackRock is a $170-80 billion company, and yeah. This guy's a global asset manager for them, or has been in the past, with a very nice track record. So look at that as well. India. Look, world free speech. Exactly like your name says, the world has free speech. Anyone can say what they want. And let's say, for example, in Sweden, where they're, let's say that you want to make a lot of money, or for example, India. I mean, India's not corrupt at all. Let's say someone in India wanted to make a lot of money. Wouldn't it be really easy to just invest in XRP and then release something that you're going to do transactions for it, and the price spikes, and then you dump the money, and then, in a few years you do it again, and then in a few years you do it again. I mean, I don't know anything, but that sounds like a really easy way to just like rug pull your population. But words are cheap, actions are expensive, and until I see actions and people actually using it, I'm going to stay very skeptical. And judging by how XRP, I'm pretty sure is right now, I think that's it's done well. That's a 9. Completely agree. Not financial advice. Yes, Jason. India, the same 47 countries waiting to approve it. Yep, 47 countries waiting to approve it. I'm not convinced by XRP, and unfortunately, no. It's just I'm not gonna, unless something crazy happened and actually happened, not was spoken about, actually happened. I just I'm not bothered by it. Premier Furniture. If it does, then I'd be more than happy to take this position. If it doesn't, then not really. Coming on about 6 years, Bassi. Martin, terrible. I don't like to talk about altcoins and that too much because there's so many crypto scams and crypto is still the Wild West. It's a very dangerous space. And so talking about it, I don't want to pique people's curiosity and then they look into it and then they get roped into a scam. So if you are hearing crypto for the first time here, or you're hearing a particular coin, please, 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 just do tons of research. It's not an infinite money glitch. Nowhere near. And in reality, right now, most crypto projects, near enough all, are like a zero-sum game. So for you to make money, someone's losing money. There's no actually value created there. No one's actually using it for any real purpose a lot of the time. And so, yeah, just make sure you do a ton of research with crypto, and then do more research. Any highs you're seeing on the charts above that level? We'll zoom out a bit and see where we could see a potential reversal. Again, this level here, I think this is, I mean, if we break through this without even like a bit of a pullback, I mean, that's incredibly bullish. This previous low here, I mean, this higher time frame golden pocket, there's so much in this area, and we are struggling with it. If we don't see a pullback here, I mean, it's just suicide buy time because we are going. Yeah, we are going. Yeah, I'm not really looking for any other areas of resistance above this level. If we break through this, I don't want to be even contemplating shorts right now. Completely agree, Steph. Completely agree. Crypto can go very wrong very fast. It can. Unbelievably wrong. Unbelievably wrong. Yeah. I mean, I was to give people who haven't dabbled with crypto an idea of how wrong it can go. This is a project that I was invested in like however many years ago. I don't know which one would actually show it. Oh no, it doesn't really show the old Luna. Yeah, this was it. I was holding this project, and this is how wrong crypto can go. Let's go back a bit. Yeah. So when you're thinking about investing in crypto, I really encourage you to think about this chart. Okay? Like, it's nothing in the world is an infinite money glitch. It just doesn't, unfortunately, and I wish it was, it's just not the case. And unless you can, especially in crypto, unless you can afford to lose it, I would just research. Yeah. Basically, what happened with this, and again, this live's gone a bit. We spoke about a lot of different things on this live, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it and got some value out of it. But basically, what happened here was Luna was basically they minted stable coins for unique currencies, and they were an algorithmic stable coin. So a normal stable coin like USDT, owned by Tether, they back the US dollar with, they back a USDT, so a USD Tether, one of those, 1-to-1 with an actual United States dollar. Okay, so then you know, theoretically, they haven't actually, this is such a rabbit hole, I do apologize, but they haven't actually been audited yet. So the whole crypto space prays that they do have that money behind that steel door. But in theory, they have, for every USDT that they have one United States dollar. So it's backed 1-to-1, okay? Just like the pound was, however long ago. You know, you could theoretically go to the bank and you could swap your pound for gold. It was backed 1-to-1. And same with the dollar. But now, with this, the algorithmic stablecoin, it would basically use an algorithm to peg the price. And so it would increase supply and decrease demand according to how they needed to maintain the peg. And eventually, it got depegged. And so the stablecoins became useless. And it just absolutely dropped through the floor. The owner of this project is a guy called Daequan or something like this. And he ran off with like billions and billions. He might be in prison now. I think he should be. So yeah. Let's go back here. Main crypto 10 to 15 years from now chosen by banks and governments because Bitcoin is impossible to control and lots of available and affordable. Wall Street conspiracy. What do you mean Bitcoin's impossible to control? Lots available and affordable. What do you mean by that? Yeah, I'm not having anyone to buy crypto. I'm only spreading the news I quite. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, exactly, Yusuf. It's about UK economy. It depends what you want, Krishina. Obviously, the benefit of USDT is it being decentralized, and so you can like try and if you've ever tried to send like even a few £1,000 to a different country, or like just like send any money internationally. A lot of times your bank, especially if it's like a larger amount of money, they are a pain. Like it's so annoying. Whereas with USDT, for example, on the Tron network, TRC20, you can send millions, okay, like this. Literally in like 5 seconds, the transaction's done. That would be so difficult, take so long, and the fees would be a lot to do that with standard fiat currency. So, yeah. But this is the level I'm looking at, Louis. Golden Pocket, retest, Snake Up Under Control, VWAP. I don't like any levels above this high. I just think, like, if we drop down here, chances are we'll drop straight through. This just makes sense. And then seeing this reaction here, finding something that lines up with this trend line also could be really nice. But yeah, I don't want any sell positions here. This looks really nice, and yeah. Oh, sorry. There we go. But yeah. Hope everyone's enjoyed the live. Let me know in the chat if you've enjoyed the live. We've gone off on a few tangents tonight, but I think really, really good. Again, just to recap, this is the buy position that I'm looking for on gold. If we do manage to come back to that position, if we don't, then it's fine. If you're looking for like accountancy and tax stuff with regards to trading, just go and speak to an accountant. That's the best thing to do. With regards to investing, looking at the things around you that people are actually using and that have intrinsic value, and keeping things simple. Normally, if you try and outperform the market just willy-nilly, you'll get ruined by the market, and just going along with the market is the way to go. Not financial advice, of course. And then if you're getting involved in crypto, do research, do more 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 research, as it can very, very quickly go your way. Daequan, 25 years in prison, over 40 billion. Yeah, insane. Insane. Go to bed and gold is gonna shit the bed as we sleep. It'll be where it needs to be again. That sounds. I'm with you on that, Steph. I like your very technical outlook there, Steph. It's doing some weird consolidation shit. Yeah. I couldn't agree more though, Steph. Great life. Thanks a lot for the info. All good, Lewis. Oh, Lou. So Trevor, the VWAP level, this is a unique level that I've never seen anyone else really use. I've never seen anyone else use VWAP like this. And so what this is basically if you pull up VWAP on your chart, which is volume weighted average price, which is this blue line here. Again, this blue line here, it resets at the start of each day. And then it basically changes depending on volume, again, volume weighted average price. And where it resets at the start of the day is normally a strong level. So when I mean reset, I mean you can see here, it jumped to price up here at the start of the new day. When it does that, it forms this like right angle. And if you draw a level from that, that can actually be a nice level, something that I've just sort of come across over time after using VWAP for so long. But it can often be a nice level. We can see here a perfect example. You can see it reset there, and it was the exact bottom there. It reset here, and it was the exact top before a pullback there. Obviously, we did continue up, but still, it was a nice pullback. Here, it came very, very, very close, and then here, it came very close to here, and then we did end up getting a reaction off it here. Like, it's just something that I've noticed over time. I would never use it on its own, but with confluence from a few other things, it's nice. No, Martin, I never look to buy or sell to somewhere. Basically, my methodology is if we go there, then I'll look to do this. I'll never buy in anticipation of getting into a sell position or sell in anticipation of coming down. I might if I'm and I do tend to do this if I'm in a buy position from like down here and I anticipate turbulence. What I can do is I can hedge that buy position with a sell position, and that means I'm overall in a buy. And if we go up or down, I'm not going to lose money, which is fine. And that allows me to capture the move to the downside and basically hedge against that drawdown on the buy position. Hedging is really, really nice and it can be used very effectively, but like more advanced. Yeah, definitely do, Livy. Yeah, Michael, it is the same one as on the ColezTrades indicator. Okay, guys, I think we'll finish off the live there. I'll be uploading the analysis from tonight's live inside the private group. And if you do have any questions from the live, either at me in the Discord or drop me a message on Telegram. And I hope everyone really enjoyed the live. I think it was really, really good. Went off on some tangents, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy, speaking about all sorts of things. Anything trading, I'm always happy to talk about. And the more unique the question is, the more like I've got to think about it, the better it is. And so more than happy to go into detail on whether it's super basic or super advanced. So I really appreciate everyone, tuning in, asking questions and everything like that. Hope everyone has an amazing day tomorrow at the charts. And yeah, take care, guys. Have an amazing day. And yeah, see you all in a bit. See you in a bit, Trevor. See you in a bit, Tony, Krishina, Hammer, Michael, Infinite, Steve, Graham, Ben, Michael, Andy, Martin, Louis, Steph. Great to have you as usual, mate. Louis send me through that stuff through. Mark, Trevor again, Lee. Take care, guys. Have a great night.